I performed a Title IX self-audit of Episcopal Collegiate School, which is a high school. The Interests and Abilities portion of Title IX specifically has a three-pronged evaluation, and successfully meeting any one of these three prongs can justify compliance with Title IX. The goal of the self-audit that I performed is to improve equality in sports for both genders, starting with awareness being brought to the issue. The prong that I chose to focus on in the self-audit is prong number 1, which is participation. Within this prong falls 3 different factors, which are proportionality, which is the ratio of female to male athletes, the history and continuing practices of the school, which has the school shown expansion for the unrepresented sex, and lastly, effectively accommodating interests and abilities, which are the issues and interests and abilities of the unrepresented sex fully and effectively accommodated by the current athletic program. In dealing with first proportionality, I focused on interscholastic activity, even though some of our students do play sports that are not offered at our school currently. In order to find out how many of our athletes participate in sports, I took the number of boys that are enrolled in school versus the number of girls that are enrolled in school. There are 500 boys currently enrolled and 425 girls currently enrolled. After this, I figured out what percentage of boys are enrolled versus how many percentage of girls are enrolled. There are 51% boys enrolled and 49% girls enrolled. And lastly, I figured out how many athletes there are for both genders. We have 185 boys and 115 girls. When you put all this information together and you look for the variance, it is easy to see that the boys have 8% more participation than the girls, and therefore the girls do not have as many opportunities to play sports because there's simply not enough interest from the female group. Proportionality, even though some of our girls do in fact play sports outside of ECS, we are really lacking in participation for girls' sports, and there are not as many options for them to choose from at our school. Next, I'm going to talk about the history of adding sports in our district. When dealing with the district's history of adding sports, it's really important to note that Episcopal is a private school, and adding sports is not as easy as one may think, considering all the decisions of this nature have to be approved by our Board of Trustees. The last sport to be added at Episcopal Collegiate was boys and girls cross country, and these 2 sports were added in 2010. While this did add another option for girls, the boys were also given another option, so it is as if there was really no change in sports that the girls had to choose from. While it is another option, my best suggestion would be adding a sport like the dance team or a tumbling team, since these are both sports that are more female dominant. A sport for girls needs to be added really soon because female participation in athletics at Episcopal has dropped significantly in the past few years, and there are athletes that are transferring to other schools, whether they be private or public, that offer programs like dance and gymnastics so that they can continue their sporting career and be looked at by colleges more so than if they were just competing for a club team. I also looked at the athletic interests being met by current programs. This is definitely an area where something needs to be improved upon at Episcopal. Although we offer a wide range of sports from soccer to tennis to golf, we have 14 teams total for both the boys and girls. However, we are still missing a large portion of our students that want to participate in athletics, but the right sport is not offered for them. In the community in which the school is located, lacrosse, swimming, and dance are huge attention grabbers, and many of our students are involved in these activities outside of school hours. Episcopal has gathered information and data on these sports and the number of participants in these sports that attend our school. However, the data has continued to sit and nothing is being done to move forward with adding one of these sports to our program. Again, dance is a huge athletic activity in the community, and this could be something that can specifically grab the attention of the girls that attend our school, giving them an opportunity to participate in athletics and love what they are a part of, instead of being forced to participate for a PE credit in something that they do not enjoy. Luckily, A budget is usually not a huge issue at our school because we can usually find a generous donor that wants to donate money to a cause or a program that we are trying to create. By stepping forward and pushing the issue of adding another sport to our school, we could not only offer another sport to girls, but a sport they could truly enjoy being a part of, could also raise the percentage of girls that are enrolled at our school, not only participating in athletics, but advancing our academic programs. Focusing on the first prong of Title IX really helped me to see the areas where my school is currently lacking in athletics for our female participation. As a girl who participated in sports in high school, I would have been devastated if a sport I wanted to play was not offered by the school that I attended. With a more guided focus of the first compliance of the prong of Title IX, Episcopal Collegiate can increase overall sport and athletic participation and determine what athletic opportunities need to be offered next, not only to comply with Title IX, but to make the experience more enjoyable for all of our athletes.